Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Do not miss our post-game show tonight after the Warriors versus Spurs game. It promises to be another thriller, and if you're on the East Coast or international, stay up with us. Watch it live, get it fresh. Well, let's look at the Knicks versus Pacers from last night, because if you didn't hear, the Knicks went on a 36-4 run at the end of the third quarter and beginning of the fourth, and it blew the game open. So we decided to look at every defensive possession for the Knicks in that stretch up until the point where Ben Hansbrough checked in and give it a grade between good, bad, and meh. And we'll tabulate what the scores were for each possession, and we can decide scientifically whether or not the defense had anything to do with it and finishing the game for the Knicks. And you can decide as well. On this play, you'll see Raymond Felton help one pass away, which naturally gives George Hill an open three-pointer. Our rating? Bad. On this pin down for Paul George, I like Jason Kidd's hustle, but Paul George simply drops the ball, turning it over. Meh. David West flashes the high post, and Kenyon Martin is 2 steps behind. West turns this into a layup that he misses. While Martin's effort was good, he still allowed his man to get to the front of the rim easily. Bad. On this pick and roll on the sideline, Pendergrass sets the screen on J.R. Smith. They're not in bad position, but I can't really see how this was called a foul other than the fact that the Knicks are at home. Meh. On this rescreen and roll, Kenyon Martin hedges hard and reaches in on George Hill. This looks like it should have been a foul call as the contact caused the ball to get loose. Another benefit of playing at home. Meh. West again flashes the high post. Melo makes it too easy for him to catch the ball, and West gets right to the front of the rim for 2 free throws. Bad. On this pick and roll, Tyson Chandler steps up but runs away from the ball before Kidd was in position to contain. This allows Paul George an easy path to the lane. Kidd plays playground defense to almost knock it away, and Kenyon Martin doesn't challenge this open shot by West, but it misses. Bad. This is good positioning on the pick and roll, and watch how hard Jason Kidd tries to get around the screen for an excellent contest of this Paul George 3. Good. Prigioni gets too aggressive, gambling for a steal 1 pass away. Jason Kidd covers for him, but Augustine blows right by him to the middle. Chandler has to rotate, giving up an open 16-footer to Hibbert, who misses. Because Hibbert is such a poor shooter from there, we'll give them a meh. Here's good pressure on DJ Augustine in the pick and roll, and because he's out of control, it's acceptable for Kidd to come over 1 pass away. This time, Prigioni covers for Kidd, and Chandler does a nice contest of the Hibbert jump hook. Martin can't keep Hansbrough away from the offensive board though, and he gets 2 free throws. Meh. Here's great weak side defense by both J.R. Smith and Tyson Chandler to take away the first 2 options of the offense. This makes the Pacers offense sputter, and Kidd tries another reach around steal, and the offense rushes their shot due to the shot clock. Good. Very good pressure on the ball and on the catch by the Knicks defense. However, on this sideline screen and roll, J.R. Smith helps off his man 1 pass away, and this forces the entire Knicks defense to scramble. On the shot fake, the Knicks get even further out of position, and a quick reversal gets a wide open three-pointer for Hill that misses. Bad. On this pin down for Paul George, Jason Kidd gets on the high side and Paul George cuts back door for the lob. Melo does a good job of dissuading the lob pass, and Prigioni is excellent with his ball pressure. Melo doesn't commit to helping 1 pass away and can contest the miss. Good. Feeling the pressure of the moment, the Pacers don't go down low to Hibbert or West. They run pick and roll. Melo isn't in great position and doesn't step up enough to contest the shot. Meh. Again, Kidd helps 1 pass away, and Chandler allows middle penetration into the lane. Prigioni should have stayed home with his man in the corner, but instead rotates up to George. This is the hardest pass for Hill to make, so Prigioni should have stayed home on Augustine. It doesn't matter since Hill completely misses Augustine anyway, open in the corner, and Kidd saves the day by poking the ball out. Meh. With the game getting out of reach quickly, the Pacers are in need of a great shot. So rather than go down low to Hibbert or West in the post, they do a pin down for Lance Stevenson, who is a very average 3-point shooter. J.R. Smith is a step late on this pursuit, and Chandler gives up an offensive rebounding position and then gets called for the tee. Bad. And finally, Prigioni doesn't step up to bump Paul George. Shumpert gets back screened, and George gets right to the hoop. Shumpert fouls across the wrist before knocking the ball loose, no call. Because of the effort by Shump, though, we'll give them a meh. So there you have it, sports fans. The Knicks ended up having 3 good defensive possessions, 6 bad ones, and 8 meh. And don't forget, meh is a little bit bad. It's certainly not good. So if I had to judge of what happened in that third, fourth quarters, I would say the Knicks defense did not have that much to do with the Indiana Pacers falling apart completely. I still think that Pacers are going to win this game and win this series easily, and they just needed to get one game on the road to open up the series. And they're going to come back home and do some damage. So we'll see how much of a Nostradamus I am, but I haven't been wrong too many times recently, so we'll see. Well, don't forget our post-game show tonight after the Warriors versus Spurs. And don't forget at B-Ball Breakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?